This video comes with a giveaway. Teaming up with Team Public, I have 6 Team Snooze classic designs designed by Lagproof to give away to you. If you win, you can choose either the big or little logo design, or you can check out the new Team Snooze merch linked below. And for your chance to win, all you gotta do, watch this video, leave a like, and fill in the Team Snooze form linked in the description. Well, hello, Pokemon Masters, Birdkeeper Toby here, and what if I had an evil team? Well, you know what if I had an evil team. If you don't, I fully recommend you check out my video about Team Snooze, the evil, the superior. I did this whole video, I created this evil team based around napping, sleeping Pokemon like Snorlax and Kamala and Drowsy. These Pokemon truly made the base of what was the coolest evil team video out there. And in fact, I put a little sign up link in the document, and did you know over 7,000 of you signed up for it? Sadly, I accidentally deleted that form, but guess what? You can sign up for the superior team's nose in the comments below. There's actually gonna be quite a few links down there, but I recommend that you sign up on the link and join the superior team Snooze, and that's what I want to talk about today. You can see that I'm wearing my Rainbow Rocket shirt. I don't actually have my superior Snooze shirt, but if you want to get the Rainbow or superior Snooze design, that was made by Chokomiru, who is the artist, fantastic artist who's done a lot of the art for this video. They created that for us to have on a shirt, so we finally have Team Snooze merch. The first big bit that helps out the channel when you buy it. There's the Superior Team Snooze shirt. If you buy it, it helps me out, it helps out the channel, and helps us as a group of Team Snooze members. And also, they make for really good shirts to wear while you're having a snooze. That's kind of the point. You can actually wear them while you sleep, and you're doing exactly what you should do as a grunt. Now, if you want the whole story for Team Snooze, as I say, click the My Evil Team video, the My Region video, and possibly the My Battle Frontier video. They're mentioned in there as well. That's where the bulk of it is. However, this story is entirely new, so if you don't know them, forget about it. All you need to know is that they're an evil team based around sleeping Pokemon. And in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, as I was about to reference this shirt earlier, in the post-game, Team Rocket returns as Team Rainbow Rocket. And they are from the timeline where Team Rocket was successful. Well, what if Team Snooze were successful? What were their motives again? Ah yes, use the power of Darkrai to put everyone else into a snoozy dreamlike state where they would believe that Birdkeeper Toby has the best YouTube channel. That was the legitimate plot. But what if they were successful at that? And what if they were also entangled in the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon story? How would your playthrough of Alola have been different if you were facing off against Team Superior Snooze? This truly is the deadliest Team Snooze of all. So yes, 7,000 of you signed up and became grunts and joined me as we hopped through a Ultra Wormhole. Now, before I had a bunch of admins who are YouTubers, but to them, the only one that I've kept is Noggin. Noggin was a researcher who helped me discover the Interdream Zone. There he caught the legendary Pokemon Tornadus, Thundurus, and Landorus in their Therian forms. And through his studies of multiple dimensions, he also opened up a Ultra Wormhole, and an Ultra Beast contacted me. As to which one, you'll have to wait a little bit later to find out. And with me in tow, we traveled through to your Alola. You begin your Alola adventure, if you're not a Team Snooze grunt, you begin your Alola adventure, and everything is more or less the same, except forget about Team Skull. They're not in this. No, instead, where you would normally encounter Team Skull grunts, you start encountering Team Snooze grunts. That's other members of you, the community, and your cute little Munchlax Kigimuris. On Route 1, for example, you're looking for Munchlax, because you can find those on the first route of Alola. Now, those Team Snooze grunts are causing mischief, sleeping about, blocking routes. You're gonna have to wake them, they're gonna get agitated and tell the boss about you. Where we come from, we mess with annoying Pokemon trainers like you. You've never been able to stop us before. And throughout your adventure, you have lots of little, just general kind of interactions. On the second island, you find them, as well as their main admin, Noggin, inside Professor Burnett's lab. Professor Burnett is actually the professor from the Pokemon Dream Radar game. And so we're hassling her for more of her research on the Interdream Zone. And you do a pretty good job of warding him off. He's not using his legendary Pokemon at that point, just Pokemon in Dream Balls. And you are seen warding off Noggin by members of the Aether Foundation, who take you along to the Aether Paradise. There you see all of the wonders, and the cutscene with Luzamine and Nihilego plays out as usual. Well, not Nihilego. Instead, the Ultra Wormhole opens up, and Blacephalon, one of the new Ultra Beasts, appears. You manage to attack it, and Luzamine thinks it's beautiful and incredible as Ultra Beast, and tells you to continue on with your journey. And as you begin to sail away from the island, a giant wormhole opens up above the Aether Paradise. From it, Team Snooze helicopters start appearing and they descend. Loudspeakers tell of how Team Snooze has taken over this island. You try to turn your boat around, but then a giant shiny Blacephalon appears out of one of the wormholes and blasts you away. You wash up ashore on the third island and are informed the authorities are going to deal with whatever's going on in the Aether Paradise. It is for you to just continue your island trial, but you are concerned. On the third island, Team Snooze Grunt's presence have become even more powerful. You find find them south of Mali City, messing with local Kamala, trying to mass steal them. In the desert on Ula Ula Island, where normally you don't do anything in the Ultra Sun or Moon story because they just totally leave that area, you find that Tapu Bulu's ruins have been completely destroyed and a base is being made underneath it. It threatens to disrupt the geothermal power plant that's nearby and thus could possibly lead to the eruption of Mount Lana Killer. So it's up to you to stop them, and at this point you start meeting the Team Snooze Wonder Grunts. Who are the Team Snooze Wonder Grunts? Well, they're 4 Team Snooze admins based off of 4 of you. A bunch of you, some of my favorites of you over on Twitter, created this Twitter account called the Team Snooze Wonder Grunts. You call yourself that, and I thought it'd be really cool to throw you guys in there. And yeah, all the Team Snooze Grunts, as usual, are using Pokemon like Munchlax and Drowsy and Munna and Marshana, but these guys, they're using Pokemon like Noctowl and Gengar, Honchkrow, and even my own Alolan variant of Hypno made by my friend Sammy. This was for a totally different part of the video, but I'd love to bring it back for this. An Alolan variant of Hypno, I just think that's really, really cool. This version wears the bones of Cubone on it, so it's pretty terrifying. In fact, you're going to have to deal with one of them using the Alolan Hypno down at the Ghost Trial. Mimikyu is another Pokemon that's been linked to Team Snooze before, and you're going to have to deal with Alolan Hypno again as you find your way further around the island at the Ula Ula Meadow. Now, one of my favorite sequences in gaming ever is in Fallout 3, and I know that's some of you might not have played that because that's such a different game to Pokemon, but there's a sequence in one of the Fallout 3 DLCs where you are hallucinating, and you're seeing all of these giant things around you. There's a giant needle and thread that's going through the ground. It's kind of terrifying. Well, in the Ula Ula Meadow, Hypno has successfully used hypnosis on you, and so around all these red plants, you see like giant red Pokeballs falling from the sky. Giant Pokedexes opening up. You're having quite the experience, and you find your way through Ula Ula Meadow, and there you find the Lake of Sun or Moon. At the Lake of Sun or Moon, you find Team Snooze. They're trying to summon Cosmog, and they successfully do it, and because of the state you're in, you don't actually manage to stop them stealing the Cosmog away. However, you kind of snap out of it, and you hear that they have a base to the north in Po-Town, and Po-Town is exactly the same way it would have been with Team Skull. See, I'm getting them confused. Too many Skull Snooze. I think they'd get on, I think they'd be friend. You find Po-Town base, and in the Po-Town mansion you find me asleep, Birdkeeper Toby, and you challenge me to the first battle. Whilst there, I use an Alolan Persian, an Alolan Hypno, and a Snorlax. Alolan Hypno because it's become the signature of our Alolan adventure, Snorlax because it's my signature Pokemon, and Alolan Persian because it's kind of in reference to Giovanni. Oh, and by the way, in the original artwork, I was depicted wearing a Snorlax hat to go with the rest of my costume. Chocomiru has actually recreated that artwork from the ground up, and this Snorlax hat has been created by one of you as well, Steamchew, who I met at an event. I love it, by the way. Thank you so much. I'm, of course, absolutely keeping it forever. But yes, you will defeat me at that point in time. From there, your Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon story will continue as normal. You'd go to Executor Island, you would head up through the vast Pony Canyon, and you'd get to the top and try and rescue Cosmog. This Cosmog will now have been evolved into a Cosmoem, and we will use its power to force open an Ultra Wormhole. You will battle Grunts left, right, and center, and even the Team Snooze Wonder Grunts will start being worried about me, but I will successfully open the wormhole, and before you have time to stop me and Cosmog has time to evolve, I will disappear through the wormhole. You will have lost me. I was right in your grasps. And you're left with Cosmoem, Nebby. You learn that the only way to heal Nebby and to make it not as sick and quiet as it is in Cosmoem form is to take it to the Aether Paradise. You're gonna have to infiltrate because that is the only place with the technology to make sure that it's okay. It seems quite traumatized after being forced to use its power to open up an Ultra Wormhole. You take it to the Aether Paradise and defeat the remaining Team Snooze Grunts. These Team Superior Snooze Grunts are with Team Snooze to the end. These are the best of the best of you. You're gonna have to let me know with the form below if you're interested in being one of these. Anyway, you make your way through and all these Grunts are being led by Noggin. Noggin this time will use Landorus, Thundurus, and Tornadus from the in-stream zone, but you will defeat him again, and your Cosmog will be healed. He will help you out. He'll say, you can't stop the boss. This really is the end of the Pokemon world. Classic Noggin. He'll also tell you that Maxwell told him to do it. Anyway, your Cosmoem has now evolved into either Solgaleo or Lunala, and it opens up an Ultra Wormhole, and you travel through to one of the Ultra Spaces that you have not yet seen. See, in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, we got to visit the Ultra Spaces of lots of different of the Ultra Beasts, but the one you didn't get to visit was the one for Blacephalon. Well, that and Stakataka, but I like to imagine that Blacephalon's is very trippy as well. It would be this big winding path in space, kind of like the Distortion World, but lots of fireworks going off, giving it its basis. You will learn that Team Snooze's plot is this in Team Superior Snooze is that I was contacted by a Pokemon that could bring never-ending nightmares. I mean, it's possible that Blacephalon's origins are in relation to Pennywise from It. Yeah, we've been causing all our generic hassle over the Alolan Islands, sure, but we've been looking for Pokemon like Alolan Hypno because we don't just want to put people to sleep anymore. Turns out not a lot of people actually watch YouTube in Alola as much as they did in the region where our initial motives were there, and so I was feeling pretty angry at the people of Alola. Then Blacephalon appeared and started speaking in my ear, told me that we should curse them by putting them into a never-ending state of nightmare, and that you would have to battle me, but you'd have to battle me in my most horrific form. I, much like Luzamine at the end of Sun and Moon, and I don't know why they didn't do this in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, merge with the Ultra Beast. And I know some of you might argue that that's a trait that's only possible by Nihiliga. Let's just say it's for all Ultra Beasts. I combine with Blacephalon, and again, fantastic artwork, thank you to Chocomiru for doing this. I combine with Blacephalon, and my battle begins. Prepare for the battle of nightmares. I will, of course, start off with my Snorlax, but it's looking very unhappy. Much like all of Luzamine's Pokemon, it looks very unhappy, but it's also getting a bit of a boost. I'm also going to use Honchkrow and Miss Magius, two Pokemon that are kind of like partner Pokemon to each other. And also Honchkrow, very highly used by evil team leaders. My Alolan Persian will come out, of course, a Spiritomb and an Alolan Hypno. These will all be getting this Beast Boost ability. You, of course, will defeat me, and the shiny Blacephalon will separate from me. My mind will finally be free of it, and I will beg you to stop it. I will say it's unstoppable. I mean, this shiny Blacephalon isn't just shiny, it's also huge. I will beg you to stop it because I am not that kind of person. I actually stopped my evil plans right after the first Team Snooze journey. Now I literally just want to have a cuddly nap with my Snorlax. Basically, the premise of this plot is Blacephalon made me do it. So you will then engage in a double battle in Ultra Space. Double battle is in you use two Pokemon, but Blacephalon has boosted stats, and it's strong enough to take on your Pokemon. And don't forget, it gets Beast Boost, so every time it defeats one of your Pokemon, its stats get further boosted. It's actually kind of like this shiny Blacephalon is a totem Pokemon. It won't call in any other Pokemon for help, but it will be a nightmare with the size and stats given to it, but you will defeat and potentially capture it. However, not with an Ultra Ball, only with Beast Balls, and Beast Balls will work the same as Ultra Balls in this situation. So don't expect any like, oh well, we'll just catch it easy. Anyway, you will defeat it, you will capture it, you will save Alola, you will go to Mount Lana Killer, you'll do the Pokemon League, you'll become the champion, and in the post game, I'm sure you'll find me at the Aether Paradise having a nice nap. And if you do wake me, I'll say, thank you so much for freeing me. Team Superior Snooze is over, but perhaps you would like a shirt, and then I'll give that for you for your in-game costume. You can see where I'm going with this. Links to where you can get your Team Snooze shirt below. Team Superior Snooze. I just like it. I just really love that Team Snooze stuck so well with this channel, that everyone was so enthused by the idea of it. If you'd like to sign up to become a grunt, I'm going to try not to accidentally delete this sign-up form. Links are below. I may or may not do more videos about Team Snooze. I'd kind of like to know, would you rather I created some new evil team for this year? Or would you like to see more Team Snooze videos after this? This would just be my retelling of the Team Snooze plot, and maybe for Pokemon Switch, I will lead a different evil team. But you'll have to let me know what you think, of course, in the comments, as always. Again, please support the channel. Shirt links and sign-up links and artist links, everything is below. And soar high, Pokemon Masters. Team Snooze, away! Now more than ever, a special thank you to those of you who are supporting me on Patreon. Because of you and those of you donating on stream, as of next month, we'll be back to double uploads with a new mega project about the evolution of Pokemon life. If you want to see how you can support, check the links in the description. Thank you.